November 15th, 2018. I'm starting all over again with nothing to become financially free from scratch as per the requests. But right now, this week's video. Good morning guys, hope you're good. Samuel Leeds here, and can you believe it is already September? Today, myself, my wife and my baby girl are going to be going to the seaside. Not to hang at the beach, we might hang at the beach a little bit, but we've booked 10 viewings, so we're going to be viewing 10 properties. I think a couple are cancelled. So let's see what we can get into, and let's see what happens. Things do take twice as long with this leg, but because I'm prepared to work twice as hard and more than twice as smart than most people, I'm still going to get more than double the results. Hello, beautiful. Ruby, have you got your return on investment calculator? So why weston-super-mare? Well, I think that the capital appreciation is going to be great, and capital appreciation does not pay the bills, but the return on investment is pretty decent too. So, I mean, this first one that we're viewing, I think it's on for 90. There's a tenant in there, a sitting tenant paying 600 that wants to stay, nice condition. So the return is probably, I mean, I don't know what that would work out at. With apartments, you've got, of course, you've got ground rent and service charges, but it's probably about 15%, which isn't amazing. So what we're trying to do today is we're trying to find a property that's going to give us a 20% ROI, but also with the likelihood that we're going to get a nice capital appreciation. If we could also buy it below market value, that would be a bonus. I did a video the back end of last year talking about my property business plan in 2018. I am crushing it this year, so I will be doing more updates and maybe give you some tours of some of the properties that I've bought or have been buying or I'm about to buy. And I talked a little bit about why weston-super-mare, why I was attracted to that, because it's a seaside area, and all the other seaside areas across England have gone up considerably with the regeneration. Weston-super-mare is currently in the process. They're going to spend quite a bit of money doing it, regenerating it, and I just sense that it's going to go up quite a bit. I don't think you can buy seaside apartments down the south of the country for £80,000. I don't think that's going to be the case for very long. Just arrived, and it is beautiful. Can't really see on here, but what do you think, Manda?
Nice, really pretty.
It is. I can see the seaside, it looks fantastic. We are a little bit early, so I think we're going to get some fish and chips right now. Are you ready for your fish and chips? So just viewed our first property, one of 7, and it was good. It was good. It had sea views, which was fantastic. The return on investment wasn't incredible. Really good pick in the estate agent's brain. He was telling me all about the area, also saying that the weston-super-mare market follows Bristol, and Bristol's gone crazy over the last 2 or 3 years. So he's expecting, you know, some serious appreciation. He said that at the minute things were a little bit static because of Brexit and people wondering what's going to happen. But yeah, very interesting. I think if you want to get a really good knowledge about an area, just makes sense to just book a whole bunch of viewings and pick the estate agent's brains, because depending on the agent, you know, some of them have got quite a lot of local knowledge about the property market. So just makes sense. Also interesting picking the estate agent's brains about service accommodation. None of them have a clue what it is so far, but it obviously exists because there are holiday apartments around. So time to do some more market research.
Yeah.
All right, so this one's fantastic. We've got beautiful, really good sea views. You can literally, from the lounge and from the bedroom, you can glorious views everywhere of the beach. Perfect condition. We've got 2 bedrooms. And the ground rent and service charges are really low. It comes down to £315 per year. So the return on this will be pretty reasonable, but it's only the second one. We've got a lot more to view yet. Okay, that last sea view one was my favourite. It's on for 140. If we can get that for less than 120, we are laughing. And I think my wife would agree. I mean, the bottom line is it's all about what it will rent out for. So when you invest in property, as I always say, there's only two figures that you look at: what you're putting in, what you're getting out, and then you divide the two between them and it gives you your return on investment, and that's about it. The things you need to look for when you're in a street, is it like a terrible area, is there broken glass on the floor? Does it look like a red light district anywhere? Also, are there boarded up windows? Does it look like the whole place is dead or like a ghost town? Here, that is absolutely not the case. It's absolutely buzzing. You know, really like it. I bought 2 apartments in Warsaw town centre, about 9 years ago, and they've actually dropped. They've dropped in value. And I know a lot of people, in fact one of my mentees, he said that he had a house for 10 years, it didn't go up at all, in fact it dropped in value, and he got annoyed and then sold the house. And that was about 10 years ago when he sold the house. In the last 10 years, it's doubled in value twice. It's gone up by 200%. So if I wasn't to buy an apartment in Weston-super-Mare, if I don't find anything today that I really love, I'll probably buy, one moment. Where would you like to go? You want to take a seat? All right. Do you need help sitting down? So here I am with a broken leg, helping old ladies cross the road. Anyway, where was I? I'll be putting in a lot of offers today, but they will be below market value offers, because if there's a lot of properties and there's a lot to choose from, then it puts the investor or the buyer in a stronger position to negotiate. Amanda! Now, Mandy, can you guess what I want to figure out if you look that way?
How do you get to that island?
Absolutely, and who owns it, and what's on it.
Who owns it?
All that kind of stuff.
That's so typical of you.
So, it's now day 2, and we literally got home last night, and we all zonked out and fell asleep. So we've got a couple of views today, but more importantly today is about market research. So we're going to be speaking to the letting agencies, seeing what the actual rental demand is and how much we'll get, crunching our numbers, putting some offers in before we hit back. So yeah, it's going to be a good day. We've got a nice room with beautiful views. We can see the sea, and we're going to hit the road now. We've got an appointment. I say we've got an appointment, we actually haven't. We're just going to turn up to some letting agents and ask them some questions. So it's really important to just like meet lots of people that have got knowledge in the area, investors, letting agents, estate agents, you know, all types of different people. Pick their brain about their area, ask them questions, but be conscious that they might lie to you because they might have an agenda. Usually people do have an agenda. So for instance, the previous 3 viewings we did, number 5, 6, 7, was with a letting agent who was really, really nice guy. And really nice guy. He showed us a few properties, but we were trying to find out if sea view would get you a lot more rent, because property number 2 had a really nice sea view. But he was saying, oh no, sea view, oh no one cares about sea view. Sea view just usually means lots of stairs, and people hate walking upstairs. But the thing is, he didn't show us any sea view properties, so he didn't have any sea view properties to sell. So because he didn't have any sea view properties to sell, you know, he's not going to say, oh yeah, sea view's the best, because he's not selling sea view. So, you know, do pick people's brain and go around, but just be really mindful of people's agenda, and also talk to get more than one person's opinion. I was going in the hotels. I was even asking the here at the hotel, I was saying, you know, how's the hotel business doing? Because it was almost fully booked. Premier Inn was fully booked in Weston-super-Mare, so I was thinking service accommodation. So I'm asking lots of questions, being aware of their agenda, and I think that's really important when moving into a new area and doing your market research.
Yeah.
All right.
Any other questions?
No.
I don't know if I've like covered everything.
No, you've covered everything. I'll get a picture up, that'll be fine. Boom.
I'll take it.
See, this place was fully booked up. We happened to have a cancellation at this place, but the fact there's all these hotels and they're all selling out means that the serviced accommodation probably would work here. When you're buying an apartment to do a serviced accommodation, you need to make sure that you check the lease, make sure that you'd be allowed to do that. Also, you need to get the right kind of mortgage. You also need to make sure that you can put a key safe outside and it's okay, it's the right type of setup for the apartment. So there's quite a few factors. It's important just to see what the actual centre is like, where all the shops are, and to be honest, it's pretty decent. It's quite busy. Just in Brightest Move, and I'm chatting with a cool guy called Steve, who actually knows me from the TV, right, Steve?
Yes, I do.
He knows me from the TV. And do you think I've got a good buy then, Steve, with these? Yeah.
You know, I think it's a very good investment.
So, sea views, 2 bedrooms. You reckon I'll be able to get a rent of maybe about 700?
yeah, anything up to 700, anywhere from 650 to 700.
Yeah, which is great. A bit more conservative on camera, because he knows I'll hold him to it then. But that's great. So these guys have been fantastic. Really appreciate your help.
You're welcome.
And I'll let you know when I exchange.
No worries.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
And you're not super excited.
I'm not excited about it really, because you get way more return in Birmingham with a HMO. I mean, in the hope that, oh yeah, capital appreciation, that you're going to get more in the house at some point. It just seems a bit, it's not like, oh yeah, sign me up now. It's just...
Yeah, she's been trained too well. This No, it makes sense. I mean, I guess, yeah, you're
For
saying...
what you're getting, you're paying, like what, 1/4?
But you got to remember, we are in Somerset. We are down south.
Yeah, I guess.
But I don't know. We're going to put some offers in there, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to put some offers in.
But Mandy's making me put in the offers very cheeky.
Yeah, cheeky offers, and then if we get it, then at least it's a bargain.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Renting them out as a single let would be a sensible exit strategy, but this doesn't really stack up. So we're either going to need to do this as serviced accommodation, or we're going to need to get a below market value deal accepted. All right, time to put in some offers and see what happens.
Available agent.
So I've spoke to the letting agent. We went into Belvoir today and we spoke to the girls.
Oh, brilliant.
In regards to what you'd get for it and things like that. We can put an offer on both of these properties, but it is going to be a little bit less than the asking price. I hope not to offend. So I'll tell you what we're thinking, and then you can kind of just tell me if you think it's worth putting forward or not, and what you think, if that's okay.
Yep.
But because they are technically like 2 bedrooms, but the second bedroom is a real cot room. It will affect the rentability of it, like the price we'll get. So the max really would be able to go. So be about 115.
Right. Okay.
And then we could do 117. So that's kind of what we were thinking, based on the rent and things.
125. Yep. And they're saying 117.
Yeah, we are quick buyers. We've got everything lined up. So
Okay. I shall deal with that. I will see you in a bit, and we'll see if I can get some news in the meantime.
all right, thank you ever so much, and I'll see you in about half an hour. Cheers.
Bye, Samuel. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
What do you recommend? Do you reckon they'll accept?
I think she doesn't, there isn't...
She didn't give much away.
Yeah, she didn't give much away, but if it was ridiculous, she would have been like...
It wasn't ridiculous. Well, it's not ridiculous. It's all right, but I think... Do you think if we got them for those prices, would you be happy?
Yeah, I'd be happy.
Would you be all right with that? Because they're going to shoot up
Yeah,
more than
exactly.
that.
And then that way it'll feel a bit more...
Yeah, we get
worth it.
yeah. Because 2 bed for like 115 in the really good location, garden.
Yeah.
You know,
parking at that
parking. Yeah. So, all right, we'll see what happens. Okay, I've just viewed my final property before time to go home, but the offers have got back to me. Mandy, do you want to hear what they said?
Ooh.
You were sleeping, weren't you? I caught you. So the property that we offered, the 2 bed sea view, we offered 115. They said no. I'm glad when they say no, because if they just say yes straight away, it means that you could have maybe bought it for lower.
Yeah.
They said no. They said they want 117, and then the other one are thinking about it, but they've said no. But they're gonna come back. So 117. So we have to now. Do we buy it? £117,000, sea view, 2 bedrooms, right in the centre, posh street. Do we buy it?
Go on then.
Go on then, she says. She takes more time thinking about what shoes and handbag to buy than she does about the houses. But great, so that's one in the bag then, £117,000. I think we'll probably call it a day now, won't we?
Yes.
We'll buy that one, see how it goes, and hey, it's sea view, so if ever it's empty, we could always come and have a little holiday here. Although, no, I think I'll pass. I think you prefer Dorset.
No, I love Dorset.
She prefers Dorset, but it's
Yeah.
still a good place. We've had fun, right?
alright, yeah.
So that's the conclusion, guys. One house bought, and when it goes up in value, which it probably will, maybe in a couple of years, I'll do another video about it and explain what happened. So I think the next stop is Scotland. I hadn't told you about that, had I?
No, you haven't.
Yeah. Anyway, see you guys. See you out.
I just wanna